I'm Jahlil for NJ Sports Now on this Friday, June the 26th. Last night, the NBA draft, the first and the second round, and the Philadelphia 76ers armed with the third pick in the draft, and then 5 in the second round. And when the night ended, more questions than answers for Sam Hinkie, the guy in charge of putting together the Sixers roster. The tank has been on for a couple years. The Sixers trying to compile assets here and put together a good basketball team in the near future. Well, last night when D'Angelo Russell went off the board at number 2, the entire draft changed for the Sixers, and the entire draft changed for the rest of the NBA and the rest of that lottery. Russell would have been perfect for the Sixers, a point guard that could have facilitated, got the ball to Joel Embiid, got the ball to Nerlens Noel, the two big guys the Sixers took in each of the last 2 drafts. Well, last night when Russell was gone, the Sixers stayed true to what they've done since Hinkie arrived. Take the best player available and continue the path to finding great players. Now, time will tell whether or not Jahlil Okafor can be a great player in the NBA. He certainly was a great offensive player and a great scorer on the collegiate level last year as a freshman for Duke, helping that team to a national title, helping that team in the low post with one of the most dominant and polished offensive games in terms of a low post big man scorer that we've seen in the NBA come into the NBA in a very, very long time. But the question now with the Sixers is, how do these players play together? The last 3 drafts for Philadelphia has produced Nerlens Noel, a center by trade, Joel Embiid, a center by trade, and now Jahlil Okafor, a center by trade. 3 big men, none with the ability to really shoot from the outside or handle the basketball, play, more of a number 3 position, a small forward position on the court. That's not what these guys are. Nerlens can come out and play a little defense on the perimeter. Embiid has a little bit of a shot. Going into this thing, it became a real point of emphasis for Sixers fans to say it's going to be just like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Look what they did in 3 consecutive years. They took Kevin Durant. They took Russell Westbrook. They took James Harden, and away they went. They started winning basketball games. But you watch the way the Sixers have drafted the last few years, and I don't get the sense that Sam Hinkie is modeling the Sixers after the Thunder. Now, the Thunder were able to find great players in consecutive years in the draft, and they all complemented each other well enough to get that team to an NBA Finals. The Sixers, I believe, after watching the way they've traded for assets, compiled assets, and drafted the best player available, are looking to find a great player any way possible. Now, look, if Noel or Embiid or Okafor becomes that great player, good. If they don't, the Sixers now have the ammunition with those players who all look like, at the very least, good to very good players in the NBA to go out there and make a major trade at some point to get that great player. Very similar to what the Houston Rockets did when they made the trade to acquire James Harden from the Oklahoma City Thunder when Oklahoma had all that salary cap issue. So the Sixers here now have 3 big guys. The Sixers have a logjam at one position, but now they have more than that. They have the players to go out there that have a great player, whoever that is, in a few years or next year or tomorrow, becomes available in a trade suddenly. No team in the NBA will have an attractive package as the Sixers of assets, future picks, and one of these couple big men to choose from. As Sam Hinkie moves through this thing and he takes this team from a rebuilding process, from a tank process, to maybe something better, keep an eye out for which star player might become available through a trade, because to reduce the logjam, the Sixers have the ability to go out there and make a blockbuster deal to find that great player Sam Hinkie keeps talking about. I'm Jahlil for NJ Sports.